Hello, everyone. All right, so let's get into chapter 10 and chapter 11. The posing question was, what are some of the research qualitative methods and analysis procedures that might be relevant to your action research proposal? And then, how might the information from chapter 11 inform your own action research proposal? So I shifted gears this past week and thought about less about communicating and the effect of communication, informal communication with the data results or productivity. I realized through communicating with Dr. Egan that that would be hard to measure because there's other factors that may be involved in productivity other than outside of just different communication techniques. So my new ideal that I'm posing is how to implement different measures to affect my own workflow and productivity and increase my time management. So I'm still working out the kinks of that, thinking it through. But I think that that would be a little bit more measurable because I have implemented things like my Outlook calendar, color coding, creating a document that keeps me on track for the week of what is expected, and having a visual aid to keep me in line with getting the results and productivity. So hopefully I'll be able to stay along with this research design topic and it will fit in the mode of what we're trying to accomplish in this course. So with chapter 10, the research qualitative methods and analysis procedures that are relevant to my action research proposal would be analyzing text, artifacts, or audio visual data. Obviously, I wouldn't have anything audio visual, but my data, my text, and analyzing like the policies that are required as a supervisor and manager and what lists they are looking at and wanting me to maintain. The book did say anything can be read or viewed. Anything that can be read or viewed could become a data source as long as it provides information about the research question. So I'll be looking at the productivity and the data that presents and analyzing that to see if the different measures that I implemented had any effect on the data or on my productivity. And then the procedures, analysis procedures that is relevant to my research design would be the qualitative data analysis, such as memo writing, which is a technique where researchers make reflective notes related to the research throughout the process, and coding, which provides a shortcut to the passage that can be easily organized into groups called themes. So coding helps create an organized structure of meaning from a larger set of text that you're analyzing to report your findings. So I would code, my data in a way of like pre or post and what instrument that I implemented, and code it based on the instrument, code it based on Outlook, the work schedule document that I created. The book went into different types of codes, which are analytic codes, open codes, and in vivo codes. And more than likely, open codes would be one that would be more fitting for me. So in chapter 11, it was very simple. For chapter 11, I did write some inputs with the posed questions about Neha and her proposed dissertation, and the advice that I would give her on where to start. I said to start with her own organization. It's easier to pull participants locally than ask for potentially protected data outside of her organization. The book went into census samples, and this would be a little bit more, I thought would be more relevant to me because I'm thinking that I would just be using my data. But then in chapter 11, it goes into, the sample, representative sample, bias sample, and a census sample, where the researcher invites everyone within a certain population of interest to participate in their studies. So I might be able to, provide a questionnaire to my, team to see if they implement any type of tracking measures to help with their productivity. And the reason why I may want to involve other people within my research outside of myself is the last part of chapter 11 was the biggest post to me. And I highlighted it because I wanted to make sure that I kept this in mind. It says qualitative researchers share a responsibility to justify their sample as worthy of generalizing their findings to the broader field of leadership studies. So I just need to make sure that in quantitative research, you have data and statistical power, through your calculations. But in qualitative research, you don't use calculations, but you still have the responsibility to justify your sample as worthy. So I just need to make sure that I include enough data-driven information to support what I found in my action research. So that was chapter 10 and 11, and I hope y'all have a great week.